What's going on, y'all? It's JD Piquel. Today on the Hard Count, we're going to talk about Brock Purdy being benched in an abysmal loss to Iowa in the Cyclones game. Welcome into 365 Sports, the place that has you covered all of the time for college sports, especially college football season. We got round-the-clock coverage for you, so you're going to want to subscribe to this channel. Piggybacking on that, this channel right here, this show I should say, on the channel, the Hard Count, we're going to be moving. There's not a disclosed date for that yet, but this show and this content with myself, doing the vibe, doing talks like this right here with you and me, that is going to be changing to another channel that will be more college football centric specific and just more of what we do on the Hard Count. That's kind of going to be the flavor. Again, there is not a announced date or even a channel that exists yet for that. I just want to give you a heads up. Just want to let you know. Again, I appreciate you tuning in and I appreciate you contributing to the conversation. I want that to translate to the channel once that does go live. So just be on the lookout for that. To the matter at hand, Brock Purdy, the son of Iowa, the man that you probably are going to build a statue for at some point in the near future in front of Jack Trice Stadium, was benched in this week's Iowa State game. And I didn't see this coming. I don't think anybody saw this coming. Brock Purdy didn't play well, though. Let's just start there. 13 of 27, 138 yards, 3 interceptions, no touchdowns. My guy, this was the win that was going to really put Iowa State in the driver's seat for the college football playoff. This was going to put Matt Campbell on the map against Iowa. He hadn't beaten Iowa yet. Winless against Iowa. Brock Purdy, he's winless against Iowa. This was going to put you on the map. It was going to put your program on the map. And to have no touchdowns and have a 48% completion percentage, that is so bad. I'm not saying I could jump in there and do better, but Brock Purdy, this was your moment to shine, my man, and to fall flat for all of Iowa State, to fall flat against Iowa. You kind of feel bad for the guy, honestly. You feel bad for Iowa State. You feel bad for Matt Campbell. But Brock Purdy, to be a captain, to be a guy who comes back after foregoing the NFL draft, this is what you came back for. And to not get it done, I mean, you feel sick for the guy. And to look at his interceptions, really one I think I pin on him. One was a tip pass. One was honestly through his receiver's hands. So I'm going to go ahead and say the stats are pretty unkind to Brock Purdy that he's pegged with 3 interceptions. But I think this goes beyond Brock Purdy. He got benched. He's in the press clippings, all that, and he's going to take the brunt of it, as the quarterback always does in these kind of scenarios. From the quarterback, you go to GOAT, to hero, back to GOAT again all the time. Okay, so that's just the way it is. Brock Purdy, I'm pretty confident he'll be able to bounce back. He'll be the starter again. Matt Campbell already came out and said, hey, we have confidence in Brock. It just wasn't his day. You have bad days sometimes, and it's tough that you have your bad day in one of the biggest games of the season for you, but Brock Purdy's still going to be the starting quarterback for Iowa State. But even more so, I think this was about a lot of other factors outside of just Brock Purdy. Like I said, he takes the brunt of it. But Breece Hall didn't play very well either. 16 carries for 69 yards. And a fumble, a costly fumble, a fumble that was a scoop and score for Iowa that got the momentum rolling for them. Like, the final score was 27-17 Iowa, but it wasn't that close. Anybody who watched the game knows it wasn't that close. They got bullied up front in the trenches where Iowa State usually makes their mark, makes their bread and butter, and tries to kind of brand their program as that blue-collar team. They couldn't get it done, man. They couldn't get it done, and that was evident. And so Brock Purdy, what you ask him to do as an Iowa State fan, he does really well. Hands the ball off to Breece Hall, hits Charlie Kolar over the middle, hits Chase Hallen on a corner route. Like, he does all of those things exceptionally well. Even Tariq Milton sometimes deep when you need a big home run play. But Brock Purdy is not the guy that's going to take over a game for you. When the chips are down, when everything else is going to the dogs, Brock Purdy is not the quarterback that is going to say, all right, get on my back. We're going to go win this thing because I'm going to will us that way. And that's not really even a knock against Brock Purdy, because there's very few guys that have ever played college football that are that way. But you saw in this game, you took away the running game. They had 87 yards rushing as a team. You took away the deep pass. That wasn't hitting at all. And I think some of that's probably on the weapons they have. But Brock Purdy wasn't a guy that just could create magic for you. And I think there's kind of the conversation starter of Brock Purdy being an NFL first-round pick or being a Heisman candidate. Brock Purdy's not that guy. You're not that guy, pal. Trust me, you're not that guy. You ever see that viral clip? Brock Purdy's not that guy. And that's not saying Brock Purdy is not a great quarterback. That's not saying he's one of the best. He's not one of the best quarterbacks in the Big 12, but he is not someone you can put your horses to and say, all right, go win us a football game. And I think some of that also, like I said, speaks to the weapons that they have at Iowa State. There's not really a deep threat guy outside of Tariq Milton here. Like, Kolar's very good. Allen's very good. Are they going to take the top off the defense? Probably not. Probably not. And you saw that time and time and again in this game. Iowa State couldn't get any big play momentum. Iowa was just dominating the line of scrimmage and saying, you want to run the football, we know you want to run the football, and we're going to keep you from running the football. Brock Purdy beat us. And we saw what happened. So the rest of the way for Iowa State, before the season even started, I said I don't think they're going to be a team that runs the table in the Big 12. I think they're very good. I don't think they're as good as some people predicted they were. This is pressure that is unknown in Iowa State territory. They're always that team year in and year out that kind of sneaks up on you late in the year, and they're gritty, they're tough, they play better as the season wears on. So they're not out of the race by any means, but they have their work cut out for them. As their schedule pertains, they have to go to Baylor, who, again, maybe we're a little bit biased. This is a Waco-located channel, but Baylor's got a good defense. That's going to be a trickier game than I think a lot of people are expecting. They got to go to Kansas State. Kansas State, no matter how good they are year in and year out, they're a tough place to go play. You got Texas at home. You got to go to Oklahoma, and you finish the year with TCU. I see one or two more losses on the schedule here for Iowa State. One of the best teams in the Big 12, absolutely. One of the top two teams, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I wasn't buying it before the season. I'm not buying it now. People are catching on to Iowa State. People are catching on to Brock Purdy. So his benching, I think, was absolutely warranted. I don't know that you had someone better in Hunter Deckers. I mean, he went 11 for 16, 114 yards and a touchdown. So he played well. I don't think it was fair to bench Brock Purdy, but I do think we saw within that game the exposure of Iowa State and just how far Brock Purdy alone is going to be able to take them. I don't have them in the Big 12 title game. I don't have them beating Oklahoma. I don't have them beating TCU. And I don't want to make it sound like I'm just down on Iowa State, but we need to take a closer look at what Iowa State really has under the hood, because we see the flashy names like, again, Brock Purdy, Breece Hall. Their defense is outstanding, probably better than they showed on the scoreboard against Iowa. But they don't have the horses to run in the Big 12 and to win a Big 12 title. Maybe I'll eat my words. I hope for Brock Purdy's sake and for Matt Campbell's sake I eat my words. But they're not my pick to win the Big 12 title. They're not my pick to make the Big 12 title. And so that's just a fact when it comes down to everything that I think you look at as a whole with the product that is Iowa State. Kind of somber, kind of sad. That's what it is here at the Hard Count. We're going to keep this party rolling. Again, subscribe to this channel. Keep an eye out for the channel that's moving. It's going to be Hard Count centric. It's going to be a lot of stuff like this. It's going to be college football exclusively. Videos 5 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We got you covered for college football. We're going to keep this party rolling. We will see y'all next time.